WWDC 2021 may come with some hardware releases from Apple, but at the end of the day, it's all about Apple's next generation of software and operating systems. And amongst them all, iOS is the one that captures most of our attention. This year with iOS 15, we might be in for a feast for the eyes, because iOS 15 will most probably come with a visual redesign. And these are the 3 reasons why. To illustrate my point, I think we need to go back to WWDC 2013, the year when iOS 7 was released. What was so special about iOS 7 was that it signified really the only visual redesign in the history of iOS. Before iOS 7, iOS was of a skeuomorphic design, which means the interface from the menus to the buttons emulates the way users interact with and experience real-world objects and products. So before iOS 7, the Notes app looked like a yellow notepad, the YouTube app looked like an old-style TV, and in Passbook, which equates to the current wallet app, your tickets and passes looked like they could actually be shredded with a paper shredder. But these were no more from the year 2013 because Scott Forstall departed from Apple after the mess he kinda made with Apple Maps, and what followed was that Johnny Ive came in and gave us a really different taste of iOS. The design of iOS 7 gave us some really flat planes to work with. Digital elements in the interface no longer emulates the real world. The design was simpler, cleaner, and more two-dimensional. Interface layers are translucent, and to spike things up, there was even this parallactic, quasi-holographic effect on the home screen, suggesting how your app icons are not actually directly on, but just hovering over the home screen. But before we get too fixated on the interface design, let's come back to the discussion of iOS 15. Why would I say there's a visual redesign coming for iOS 15? Well, the first of the 3 reasons is about how Apple handles the release of their software redesigns. If history is any indication, the very next year after the release of iOS 7, we've got a major redesign for macOS, or what was actually known OS X Yosemite. Inspired by the design of iOS 7, OS X Yosemite took on a flat design as well. Icons were flat, buttons were flat, and the color scheme was updated to match iOS 7. With this in mind, I think the takeaway is simple. Apple likes to focus on the redesign of one operating system first, and slowly in the subsequent years brings those elements to the other operating systems. In the year of 2013, iOS 7 and OS X Mavericks didn't really look coherent next to each other, a flat design next to a still skeuomorphic design. But then with the new flatter design identity firmly established and refined in iOS 7, it was consequently applied to OS X Yosemite the very next year. Fast forward to 2020, what we've witnessed was another redesign for macOS. Coinciding with the release of Apple Silicon, namely the M1 chip, macOS Big Sur has got a new visual code and was crowned finally the name of macOS 11 after 16 years bearing 10 as the version number. With macOS 11, the interface still looks rather flat like before, but menus and icons have indeed increased its dimensionality, and that's because macOS 11 has ushered in a new design wave called Neomorphism. Neomorphism is considered a next step after Skeuomorphism. While design elements do not emulate real-life objects, Neomorphism focuses on how light is reflected in the interface. Something like adding shadows behind app windows, menus, and even within icons give us a taste of the texture of these design elements, and this design language might just make its debut very soon on iOS 15. Rumours are circulating a redesign of the iOS 15 control center to take on cues of the macOS design, and whether that will actually happen, only time will tell. Of course, the convention of release schedule is not our only pointer to iOS 15 undergoing a complete redesign. The second pointer is this. Albeit not for the default apps for iOS, Apple has actually been ushering in new icon designs for applications in the App Store, first one being the Apple Music app for artists. Although the music quaver icon is not a real-world element, the shadowing of the icon suggests how the music quaver is embossed into the app icon itself. And here for the App Store Connect app, the iconic A logo is embossed as well. It's almost like Apple's teasing us about yet another transition in their design language, from a completely flat interface to one that plays better with light and shadow. Last but not least is a logistical problem. What can Apple really bring to the table with iOS 15 other than a visual redesign? Now, of course, Apple, as always, can just surprise us with whatever, but in fact, a lot of iOS 14 features are still yet to mature. App Clips can provide you with the options of renting a bike, paying for parking, or ordering food at a spur of a moment, but at this point, not many developers are implementing App Clips, and I guess the pandemic is not helping. With iOS 14 widgets, even though more and more developers are adopting those, many users are just stuck with the older version of widgets that cannot be placed anywhere on the home screen. The Apple Translate app is actually heading for a good start with AI and machine learning, which in my opinion is actually better than Google Translate in a lot of occasions. But with the support of just a limited number of languages, it is still bested by Google for its versatility. And there is Apple Car Key, with BMW as a launch partner, but it will definitely take some time before other car manufacturers start adopting the technology. And lastly, there's the Find My network, just literally released, welcoming non-Apple products like wireless earbuds, item finders, and e-bikes, of which locations can be tracked with the Find My app. Annoyingly, the catalogue is not large at this time, and wider adoption will take time. With so many of these features awaiting wider adoption and support, it might just be wise for iOS 15 to be just a visually oriented update, along with some housekeeping and bug fixing routines, while we wait for these iOS 14 features to fully grow and mature. So there you go, 3 reasons why iOS 15 will very likely feature a visual redesign. iOS 15 Beta 1 is expected on the 7th of June 2021, so do subscribe to the channel now and I'll keep you in the loop for any last minute leaks and rumours about iOS 15 for your future reference. Also, tell me what you think about the new Neomorphic design of macOS Big Sur and possibly iOS 15. For now, you can check out one of my other videos right here, and I can't wait to see you in the very next one.